Hello, guys, and welcome to another edition of All NBA 24/7. I'm your host, Rishi Kapoor, and tonight's episode 39, I'm going to be discussing with you guys news that just broke about an hour ago. Karl Anthony Towns signing a supermax 5-year, $190 million extension with the Minnesota Timberwolves. So, all hell was breaking loose in Minnesota. You had the Jimmy Butler situation and him demanding a trade, him not being on the trade market, but now the owner of the Minnesota Timberwolves, Glenn Taylor, has made it official that Jimmy Butler is on the trade market and that if teams want to inquire about him, they can go through Glenn Taylor and discuss it with him. But Karl Anthony Towns signing an extension. The fact that he just did it now makes me think that, okay, he was waiting on the Jimmy Butler situation to unfold. And I just read that Jamal Crawford said the environment in Minnesota last year was not great, which is why obviously I believe that he will not be returning. But I think Karl Anthony Towns and Jimmy Butler probably butted heads and had tension about, okay, who's the first option on this team? Is it me or is it you? And just going at each other, probably that was the case, because obviously when you have egos like that, sometimes obviously they can't coexist, which makes sense to me about this situation now. But yeah, perfect timing for Karl Anthony Towns. I mean, I actually, did not know what he was going to do. But that's great for Minnesota, securing the guy who's going to be driving the car for the next couple years, and securing their franchise player for the next 5 years. He's already spent 3 years with Minnesota. He's a bona fide All-Star, and a bona fide superstar actually, and really is expanding his game. Can hit the 3-point shot, consistent 20 and 10 guy, consistent All-Star, perennial All-Star, and one of the best big men, arguably the best big man in the game today is Karl Anthony Towns. So the fact that you were able to secure him for $190 million, that's great for Minnesota, because if you were not able to, secure Karl Anthony Towns, you would be looking at another 13, 14-year stretch of not making the playoffs. So great news for Minnesota fans. And this team right now, as it currently stands, Jimmy Butler has requested that he does not want to participate in media day. But in my opinion, trade Jimmy Butler. Keeping him is not going to do you any good. It's going to create tension in the locker room. You want a fresh start with, Karl Anthony Towns is your number one guy. So they should trade Jimmy Butler to either of those three destinations he wants to go to, or to a team where you can get great pieces back for him. But if the team without Jimmy Butler, as it stands right now, with Karl Anthony Towns, Andrew Wiggins, Jeff Teague, D Rose, who I think will return to old form. I think he's going to pick up where he left off in the playoffs and averaging 14 points in 24 minutes on better than 50% shooting. I mean, he played really well. But I believe that he, will be possibly a third or fourth option, right? And people, obviously see the fact that he's went through a lot of injuries and stuff like that, but he's only 29 years old, so I see a big year coming out of D Rose, possibly averaging 17 to 20 points per game. You got Jeff Teague, obviously, who is a former All-Star. You got Andrew Wiggins, Karl Anthony Towns. You've got, Luol Deng. Let's see what he can do. Let's see if he still has game left. You got Todd Gibson, who is a energy player off the bench and can really get it done for you. So this team, the way it stands right now, without Jimmy Butler, I believe will make the playoffs. I believe they will fall somewhere between 5th to the 8th seed, because obviously the West is tough. Last season it came down to one final game. Game 82 between Denver and Minnesota to make the playoffs. I'm really happy that Minnesota won that game and made the playoffs after 14 years, for the first time since the Kevin Garnett era. So the fact that they were able to get, get Karl Anthony Towns, I feel like their ceiling is 5th. I believe, that they can be 5th. I don't see them being in the top 4, obviously. The top 4, I see it being Golden State, Los Angeles Lakers. 3rd, I see Houston, and 4th, Oklahoma City. But 5th, possibly, is their ceiling for Minnesota. And at worst, 8th. If this team doesn't make the playoffs, I'll be shocked. Then Tom Thibodeau is definitely getting fired. The fact that he was able to, ensure, right, Karl Anthony Towns and keep him on the team for 5 years, $190 million. I believe he's worth that. I believe this guy's got a lot of upside. He's just getting started. So he's going into year 4. Is still very, very young. And I believe that he's still got a lot of potential and like a lot of great years left in him. A lot more All-Star appearances, All NBA appearances. I mean, this guy can get it done and is a consistent 20 and 10 guy. You know, gives you block shots, gives you threes, can stretch the floor, can attack inside, outside, post moves, mid-range, three-point shot. You name it, this guy's got it. And he's one of the best players in the NBA. So you know he deserves every penny. And you know the fact is with Jimmy Butler and the situation going on, you need to find a franchise player, and that is your franchise guy. And even when Jimmy Butler was on the team, I believe that Karl Anthony Towns, in my opinion, was the first option over Butler. I feel like Karl Anthony Towns is better than Jimmy Butler. He's younger. He's got more upside as a 20 and 10 guy. And can hit the three. He can get it done from inside, outside. And he's very quick for a big man. So I like him being the first option moving forward for the next 5 years. Minnesota fans have got to be happy, but I believe that with the team they have right now, without Jimmy Butler, can get it done in the playoffs. And I mean, unless you can get Jimmy Butler to buy in, which I don't believe he's going to do. Just after all the trade chatter now and Jimmy Butler saying he wants out of Minnesota, I believe it's a bad idea to bring a guy like that back because he's lost the respect of his teammates, and it's just a bad situation now. He's definitely got to be traded now. So, but yeah, really, really like the move by Minnesota. Having Karl Anthony Towns for another 5 years, and I believe that they will make the playoffs. So. Thank you guys for tuning in. Let me know in the comment section below whether or not you believe Minnesota paid too much or too low for Karl Anthony Towns, whether or not you like the move of Karl Anthony Towns signing an extension with Minnesota, whether or not you believe the team will make the playoffs, what's their ceiling, what would be a bad season for them. Yeah, let me know in the comment section below. I look forward to reading your comments. Continue to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, guys. I've got a lot more videos coming through. And yeah, stay tuned, and I'll see you guys next time.